Hey, 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 all you happy lost souls. If you hear any like yelling or screaming, there's little kids that play in the yard next to my house and they are loud. But the first thing I want to do in this video, besides talk a little bit about the channel, is I want to say thank you so much to y'all that found the channel. For the last month or so, I've been running a contest and we're around 499. We're going to hit 500 in the next day or so. And that's when I'm going to compile all the comments on the free Sapphire giveaway and put all of those YouTube handles in a hat and make a video and pull out the winner and send them a free Sapphire. It's very important to know my channel, Happy Lost Souls, started out as just a music channel for uploads of when I did live performances. I write a lot of my own music. It's like got a psychedelic, grunge-like, folky vibe. If you're into any of that, check that out too. I had about 20 subscribers. It's like, about 8-10 years ago when I started the channel. But I've always been interested in my college background in anthropology and archaeological studies, along with psychology. I really started getting interested in some of the artifacts I found in a couple particular creeks. So I started gathering research anthropologically, years and years and years into the research. And the unique thing is we use a couple things to define cultures. One of them is material, and the unique material we find in some of these streams in southeast Pennsylvania is aluminum oxide or corundum, which are also in the gem world. Fine examples of these become sapphires and emeralds and rubies. So I digressed a little bit. This is the last chance video for the gem contest. You have to put a comment and subscribe, and if you hit the like button, that helps the channel a bit. But the contest is you got to put a comment, because if you don't put a comment, your name is not going into the prize pool. And if you don't want to, no big deal. Thank you for subscribing anyway, and thank you for your time. But this is the last video, and I'm going to let a week go by since this is a holiday. Kind of fell on a holiday weekend here. And next week, I will put a video up, and I will announce the winner and give them a chance to respond. And we'll go from there. But I just wanted to say thank you. I appreciate so much the newcomers. My name is Ron. I'm the creator of Happy Lost Souls. There's all original artwork, poetry, little stories of ancient legends, and a ton of stuff about the research and some of the stuff, crazy stuff I found in my own backyard, so to speak. But anyways, I thank you all, and we'll move over to some of the gemstones over here. And some potteries that we found that are kind of really unique. This is potentially Mayan blue, which would really connect the Mayan connection to the area. It's slightly older. It is glazed. It has glaze on the inside, but this color is unmistakable, this color. And the inside of this pot once contained the same color. Very strange. It was a geometric pot. Kind of came down to a funnel. It was broken, and there's a little bit of blue pigment here, and you can see what these curves are actually where leaves were on top of this and stained into it. You can see the outline of the leaf, like an oak leaf there. But what is interesting is there seems to be some biological material up here. You see these red dots and stains. This could potentially be old blood. It could have been some kind of sacrificial pot, but you can see this blue glow, this strange glow of this Mayan blue pigment. This is reminiscent of an Iroquoian, maybe even a Susquehannock type funeral pot. It's later, probably 1800s, because it is glazed. But this symbol here, this arrow symbol, and the colors, and some really old pottery. I'm not super advanced in the pottery. That's a whole nother field. I could tell how old things are when they're non-slip, and I do know that this is a piece of Susquehannock pottery because I know what their pottery looks like. Just through the research. So that knocks the pottery out of the way. I just wanted to show a couple examples of that. But because the culture is making these, knife blades, like there's a a corundum knife blade. This is originally thought to be flint until we test the hardness. But you see these white portions, this layering and overlapping? That's a telltale characteristic of a corundum because it grows in these sheets. And when you get different impurities in the aluminum oxide, different metals, coming out of that schist, tainting the normally perfectly clear aluminum oxide or sapphire, you'll get different colors and then different color changing properties. And we have a ton of color changing sapphires. The shape of corundums, they come in a lot of different matrices. They try to form 5 sides, 6 sides. They'll look like stop signs and home plates. They'll look like bars and barrels. They'll look like double triangular helixes. They'll look like, like a rhombus or kite shape. And they'll be square sometimes because, the other formations got rounded off. Like here's a big piece of yellow sapphire. And you can see that it tried right there to keep that corundum shape. But got one side runs all the way up there. And this is this beautiful hunk of yellow sapphire. This beautiful clearish grayish blue color changing sapphire, you can see that shale that it grew out of it literally replaced the entire bar of shale and turned it into a huge piece of corundum. And as an artifact hunter, I'm always looking for geometric shapes. So what happened is a lot of these artifacts I mistaken over here over the years as quartz scrapers and quartz knives and quartz blades. Like they all ended up being sapphire and corundum, much harder. Like a sapphire hammer, sapphire blade, sapphire points and knives. Somebody was working with this sapphire shaft straightener in the shape of an alligator snapper turtle. Like they were working with this super hard material, this super hard corundum. It forms these layers and these teeth, and you can see that in these formations. Now, some of these are like higher quality, or they were polished a little bit more by the creek itself. So we can look at these. We can get light. You can see the color changing properties. This beautiful like pigeon blood ruby in the back. Another beautiful ruby here. And you can really see the whole stone lights up, but you can still see those layers within the ruby. The Padpardasha sapphires, these pinkish yellow ones, that color change are the rarest of the all and the most valuable, along with these ones that color change from this blue to this dark amethyst purple. But when you get the gem light on it, you can still see that it's really just clear. It's the impurities in those other metals that get in the aluminum oxide that change the UV light, how it reflects back, and what parts of the actual light. It's prismatic, so it'll reflect back, let's say, the blue parts of the light, but it lets the other light pass through, which gives it these color-changing properties, making them more valuable. This beautiful, big yellow, gorgeous yellow canary sapphire that also has some red in it, has some Padpardasha characteristics, kind of heart-shaped, very large stone. I think it was like over 50 carats easily. That's the one that's going to be given away, and that's going to be given away next week. And it's also going to include another stone that's a little rougher that will be a sapphire as well. That'll be a surprise that'll come with it, and a couple other surprise gifts will be in that, and that'll go out to the lucky winner to promote hitting 500. There'll be another contest at 1,000. We'll do them in 500 subscribing increments to try to build the channel up. And I just wanted to say thank you to everybody that has subscribed and has found the channel and has taken anything valuable from it. I get a lot of value from other people that find similar things that contact me and add to the research. And I create playlists and add these similar things to playlists. So hopefully the algorithm will start connecting us all together, and we can kind of work on putting together some of these mysteries. But these are all gemstones, folks, and there is some culture in southeastern Pennsylvania that was working with these. And I'm not far from Philadelphia. The geology around here is crazy, and you could see that some of these, they don't look very clear. But you can see right through them when you get the gem light on them, and they just light up. but you can still see that the crossing, the matrices in the sapphire and the aluminum oxide. Some of these are just massive stones. I mean, look at some of these; they're huge. And some of these are starred out. I mean, there's a giant rough blue sapphire back there. And that piece was found in the Neshaminy back there, and there's never sapphires in the Neshaminy. So this was probably taken by the people that were working with this, and they probably were trading it, or, you know, it's just a sign that they were in contact with one another in those two waterways. Another beautiful yellow canary sapphire stone. It's, you know, squarish corundum matrice. Some rubies, like I said before, and this is an awesome one because it just lights up. This is very high quality sapphire right here. And you can put some like water on these and maybe bring them to life a little bit more. You can really start seeing, you know, how beautiful these stones are. You get starring. Here's a beautiful example of like starring in a corundum. It almost looks like it has a galaxy in it. You see that? Look at all that. You got a blue one back there, color changing, bluish clear. These are all aluminum oxide, all different types of corundums, some clear, some blue, some red, some yellow. Like I said, you can really see these light up though. I brought this piece out real quick. This is a piece of schist in the area. This was literally quarried to build houses. It can be cut in two directions. But you see right here the blues and yellows all in this schist. You see that? That's the precursor for blue and red sapphire. The aluminum oxide containing schist right here would have gotten heated up to a point, thousands of degrees for a very long time, and this layering would have been replaced and turned into aluminum oxide by the forces of earth and geology, heat and pressure. I just have this piece to show you an example of how, you know, this stuff forms. And if you're in southeastern Pennsylvania, you see this type of rock around a lot, or stuff that looks like this that has more lead and iron content in it, this galena and schist type stuff. Look around in the waters and make sure that the stuff you think is like some kind of quartz isn't sapphire or aluminum oxide. The stuff is vast in its quantity. There's tons of it. There's huge pieces like this matrice here. You can see the star right there. Beautiful star in the sapphire, and then you'll see the whole thing light up. You'll see all the layers in there of the corundum. And this corundum is really neat because you can see all the different types of shapes in the corundum. You see the barrel one back here forming, and then you see this helix coming out of this five-sided pentagon type shape coming out of it. Another matrix of a sapphire. You see all the lines in the actual aluminum oxide right there, the layers and the prisms. And this stuff can really look like quartz. And you can see that the schist was there, that silver stuff, that high, rich schist that either replaced or grew out of these layers when they got heated, when that mantle got pushed up between the plates. So I just wanted to throw this video up because we're about at 500. I did not think it was going to happen that quick, so I wasn't really prepared, but I wanted to get it out there. And the way I test these a lot of times is you take a softer stone on a tile like this, it'll leave a mark. Let me see if I can find something softer rock here. Something soft like this here. So I'll take this softer sandstone type material, and we see that if I scratch a tile, I'm trying to get my hand out of the way. My filming sucks. I'm sorry about that, guys. Unfunded channel, okay? Don't make a dime on this channel. Just want to share knowledge. You see how that's leaving marks all over this hard porcelain surface? Oh, we'll wipe all that free. If I take like a sapphire, a true sapphire is the one I'm giving away, so I'll show you a test. It's going to sound like glass on glass. And you can scratch as much as you want. You're not going to get any kind of scratching on there. It's not going to leave any mark of the stone on here. It's only going to scratch into the porcelain because it's harder. And same thing on the back. I scratch this against this back here. No marking. If I take a softer stone like this, Sorry, if I take a softer stone like this, it's dramatic, the marking. Even quartz will leave behind marks on this. Yellow sapphire, nothing, but it will take some of the tile off with it. A powder will be on there, a white powder, which I just wiped off there. But just to show you, I'm trying to get some pressure on there, still leaves no mark. So that top square right there, I'm going to put some pressure. Nothing. It's only taking the tile away. So if I take this softer material right here, this sedimentary material, this rock, we'll call it mud rock, and that's because the tile is harder than that rock, so some of the rock gets left behind. That's really the best way to test hardness on these things. I also have a hardness detector, a handheld one. They work by heat. They sense, they shoot heat into the object, and they measure how quick and the temperature back to the device to give a hardness reading. They're very accurate for tiny cut gemstones. They're okay at testing this stuff, but you've got to go through a series of calibrations and tests with it first to confirm it. Like you get a piece of glass, get a diamond, or get a harder thing than a sapphire, and then get some softer stuff. Test them, see where they all read, so you know if you're getting an accurate reading of hardness. So because I'm, got a geological background, I was confident that these were corundums, especially when I started finding these large ones in their matrices still, because it's a dead giveaway. It still doesn't answer the question who was working with it, how long ago, and why there's potentially Mayan pottery involved. And it's a mind-blowing collection of information, collection of finds. And what I'm showing you guys is maybe 1/20th of the overall collection. Every drawer is filled. I got this room pretty much cleared out now, so I'll be setting up all my artifacts at one point to do a crazy video with all of them. I just wanted to get this up real quick. Remember, this is the last video for you to enter the contest. If you do not comment on this video and you're not subscribed, you're not eligible for the contest. The contest will be a week from now. I will put a video up and we will pick the winner out of a hat. Okay? I am not monetized yet, so this is kind of all off of the cuff since the channel is growing, and I have all of you to thank for that. And it'll also be helping to promote a website merchandise line, and I'm also looking in the future to sell some of these rough stones on the website. It'll be toward the money purchases that are made will go 50% towards helping fund the channel, growing the channel. The other 50% I'm going to attempt to push back in to known foundations and charities that support clean water, and clean water is universally one of the most important things. So to make sure our local waterways and drinking water stay clean, I'll be trying to spin half of the proceeds off into that. We'll see how it goes. We're in the infancy. We're about to hit this 500 mark, which is my first benchmark for myself personally. And I am super, super happy and love y'all and thank y'all. And please subscribe. Please put a comment down. I don't care if it's anything you want. Just put a comment down. I'll heart it and like it. I'll heart and like all the comments. I'll compile all of the people that commented, and we'll create the prize pool to draw from next week, next Saturday. Love y'all. Stay safe. Please subscribe. Stay happy. And lose yourself to find yourself and find new things. Love y'all. Peace.